Okay, it is part 6 we're doing here. We're just doing a follow-up on the Zephyr build. It's time for some blasting and talking about some of the plating and things like that. So we want to make sure we follow this step by step. And incidentally, you know, we're kind of going at the pace of this project, so the postings are going to be a bit irregular. It's just going to really depend on how things are going. It's not every day or every week or any exact set schedule, but I appreciate you following along. And if you remember to subscribe to this playlist, you'll get an alert, and you'll know every time there's a new episode posted. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it. So following up on the Zephyr, we're working on the metal. I'm here with JB. We're going to talk about getting the bumper ready for plating, what's involved with that, and where we are right now on the project.
We've done is we left a part of the bumper unprepared.
So let us...
and just as an introduction, when you look at most restored bumpers, especially from this period, you notice that a lot of attention may have been spent on the front of it, but very little on the back. On these cars, the back is very evident. We've got a 41 Packard over here. The bumper projects out away from the car.
Right. So as you're looking at it and walking around it, you're easily going to see the back of the bumper, just like here.
And that's where a lot of these cars fall down. Now this is an Arizona car from brand new, and you can see with it on the back side of the bumper, you got the chrome plating is falling off.
Right.
And there may not be a lot of pitting because it's an old Arizona car. This is relatively smooth, but all that's got to be attended to. And the platers are not really the ones you want to take care of that. You want to go ahead and do a bit of preparation.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take these large grit grinders.
Yep.
And we're talking boulders here.
Right.
Because we're
very aggressive.
Right, because we're trying to grind steel.
Right.
And we're trying to do a lot of it, and we want to do it quickly.
Yep.
What we're trying to achieve here is drop the level of the metal down below the pitting such that when we sandblast it, we're going to be using a copper slag, which is a lot safer. It doesn't put any kind of obnoxious dust into the air that you breathe, even though we're protected. We don't want anything around. Silica is absolutely the worst possible thing, and it's still out there, and people need to stop using it. Okay. They're wonderful, inexpensive alternative to it, like copper slag, like there's a reclaimed glass that, believe it or not, is actually very safe. And those things need to be pressed into service. Stay the heck away from silica. Okay.
Right, which is the typical sand, is when we say sandblasting.
People use it for years, and now we realize that it's very dangerous, that it goes into your lungs and causes cancer. So we don't want to mess with that. And play sand that you get at a hardware store is probably equally as bad because it's got silica in it.
Gotcha.
So just leave it
Stay
alone.
away from that.
Get some real sandblasting material that's been...
In this case, what is the material we're using? You said
it's copper slag, and we're going to use a medium grit because we want to get a profile on the metal. We want to drop the level of the pits down to maybe a quarter of what it used to be.
Okay.
Because
so when it gets plated,
that metal is wavy, and we want to knock the tops down and get to start getting down to something approaching what you see right here in between my fingers.
Right.
All right, so when we go in and take those pits down, we've removed most of the pits.
Yep.
And as a finishing touch, we're going to take it over and hit it with a very coarse sandblasting.
Yep.
And put what's really referred to as a Florentine patina on the backside.
Okay.
So that even when you see this bumper, the backside will not be shiny, but the front, of course, will be finished to a very high degree.
So on the front of the bumper here,
we're not going to do
you're
anything.
Not doing anything to it. The platers do that.
The platers are in charge of that, and we could actually screw this up by trying to prep it.
That's interesting. So when you take it to the plater, the back is looking way better than the front at that moment.
Well, exactly, because he's going to put this into a bath of acid. He's going to eat the chrome off. He's going to eat the rust off. Yeah. So he's going to start out in a better place.
Right.
And he doesn't want us fooling around with the surface, because this is a lot more critical, because this is the show side, and the one that everybody's going to see.
Right.
So we don't want to be putting flat spots on it with a grinder.
Right. Okay, good. Well, let's see it happen.
Okay. Most of this has already been done. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect because I just want to get it down where these are 2 or 3 thousandths of an inch
Right, and we can
deep.
see the difference because at this
Right.
end,
If you go down and look at an
hasn't been worked
unprepared
yet.
area, you can see it's
see how rusty it
rusty. There's pitted.
Right.
There's a lot of waviness going on there,
Okay.
and so we want to make the back side of the bumper look almost as good as the front side.
gotcha. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, well then we'll see it being blasted, I guess, from
Yeah.
here.
Next step is to sandblast it with copper slag.
Okay.
Now there are siphon blasters that you can buy for very little money, and those are available virtually anywhere. You can get them online.
So this runs on compressed air?
This is a compressed air one. Of course, we have a huge compressor pushing whatever pressure we want.
Yeah, notice a big hose there.
Well, exactly. And so it's under pressure, so it's coming out a lot faster with a lot more force. And so it's going to work a lot quicker because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make quick work of this.
Right.
If you wanted to do it at home, you could buy a siphon blaster. It'd just be slower, but it would do the same thing.
Gotcha. All right, we've got a little sample
Now
done
we're-
here. Let's see what happened.
We're speeding this up quite a little bit,
Yeah, this is good for an example.
but you can see the difference.
Wow, yeah.
Got this wonderful soft patina.
Mm-hmm.
This is slag here. But in a few minutes, it's gone from nasty and pitted
Right.
to an even Florentine finish. And when it set off against the other side, which is shiny and smooth, it makes the front look even better.
Right on.
Okay.
Well, thank you for
You bet.
showing us this process. It's fantastic.